You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from Rudolph's Reindeer Review up at the North Pole. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Yeah, kids, this is episode 189. It's the Wicked Theory Podcast. And, I've got friends. I've got a little bit of family. It's the holidays. Uncle Jay's here, but he's not my uncle.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, cock.
That's not nice.
Nope.
What you do on the holidays is your business.
Oh, yeah.
Take it easy there, Wheezy.
Yeah.
All right, and there's Brother Bob over there on guitar.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, and I'm your old buddy Bill. It's been a while. Maybe not.
It's 7 days.
Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a fantastic week, but this is episode 189.
Christmas time.
Christmas time. Thanks for tuning in. We do this live every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do it on Mixlr. That's a place. That's an app. MIXLR. Download the free app. Search for us. Or just go to mixlr.com/wicked-theory. Come hang out. Get in the chat room. Play a chat room game. While we hit you with some pop culture stuff, we're going to talk about other nonsense. And anytime is a good time, to send us an email. So why not do it now? Podcast@wicked-theory.com. And that is the opening of the show.
Look at that. You got
Look at
through
that.
it real nice.
You
huh?
like that? It's like I've done it before now.
And we didn't interrupt you.
That might be the best part of all. What a great holiday gift for me.
It could be because I'm back to smoking and drinking.
So you're so busy doing that stuff.
Yeah, I'm back.
You don't have time
They
to.
never stopped them before, though.
Nope.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Merry Christmas, Bill.
Well, happy holidays to you too, Jay.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Jay.
A big happy. How you doing?
A very merry fuck you, too.
A little Christmas bells in the back. You like that? That's the one Christmas song that Bob knows. Santa's Thrashing Christmas.
That one. I know that one.
Satan Claus.
Mistress for Christmas by AC/DC.
All right, there you go, kids. There's homework for you.
There's a Christmas song for you.
Mm.
See, I like Christmas
That's a
songs.
Bon Scott Christmas song.
That's Christmas song against the grain. You know what I'm
It
saying?
sounds.
It's they never play it. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
you need a serious channel.
Yeah, I don't think Light FM that locally turns into all Christmas songs all day, 24 hours is going to play Mistress for Christmas. However it goes.
Sirius Radio has two
yeah.
Christmas channels right now. But there's not one for like obscure Christmas songs like that one.
Yeah, because there's metal bands that do Christmas songs.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could program a whole channel around it.
No.
What they should do is block out time of day and do like, it's 10 o'clock.
I'm not just saying metal.
Dude, they
I know.
program the same 20 or so Christmas songs
Right, no, absolutely.
all day, just done by different people.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So no problem. They could do a metal channel, no problem.
That's true. They don't really give a shit about
Right now,
like playing the
we
same
actually,
shit
yeah,
over
we
and
actually
over. Fair
pay
enough.
for 6 hours of TV that's replayed every 4 times a day.
Okay, where's that?
On cable.
Oh,
Like the great Red Peters. Remember Red Peters?
well, that's not safe for kids.
There's a song he did called "Holy Shit, It's Christmas."
Yeah, that sounds about
I
right.
like that one.
Yeah, that's a kids love it.
We mentioned briefly Eric Clapton has a song out called "Christmas Tears."
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Makes you
Phenomenal.
cry every time.
No, just choked up on how amazing it is.
Right.
Didn't Pantera do a Christmas album?
Not that I'm
Bob
aware of.
Dylan did a Christmas album.
I know.
Bob Dylan,
I know.
well.
Merciful Fate did a Christmas song.
Sure. A lot of these bands.
no presents, not this Christmas.
Yeah.
No presents except Satan's presence, and it's spelled like like he's in the room. Type presents.
What's your favorite Christmas movie, Bill?
I think when like the main hero dies, but I don't think besides like something with Jesus in it that happens. You know what I mean?
That's true. And that's usually
Very few and far
that's an
between.
Easter film.
Right. True.
I'm
True,
very
wrong
disappointed.
holiday.
I'm very disappointed that you didn't say Die Hard.
Yeah. I'm not playing that game anymore.
Or Gremlins.
Like
it's
that
all
whole-
over Facebook right now. Memes
Yeah,
are
every
everywhere.
year it's going to be for the next 10 years until people start to get sick of the whole like, yes, I get it. Like a movie that takes place at Christmas is a Christmas movie, whether or not Christmas is the main point. Like everyone's like, did you know Die Hard's a Christmas movie? I'm like, yeah, 5 years ago when people started pointing this out, or further back. Like, does it have to be the one thing we talk about every Christmas?
By that rationale, so
Yeah.
is Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
By-
any movie
yeah.
by that benchmark, as long as Christmas is there, doesn't have to be super central.
I like to think Gremlins is a surefire Christmas.
Oh, sure.
movie.
It's close enough. If Die Hard is close enough, then Gremlins definitely is.
Well, I think because Christmas is a prominent character in the film itself.
Well, it's pivotal to the story because it's a Christmas
Yes.
gift that kicks off the whole thing.
Right.
So absolutely, and
Yeah.
Christmas lights get wrapped around goofy characters.
Yeah, well then,
know.
by that right, you also have to include Die Hard because it's
He's
about,
going
at
there,
The point,
yeah.
the point of the going there is the Christmas party.
it's a
Come out to
Christmas Eve party.
Come
right?
out to the coast for the holidays. Get your sweater all dirty in an air vent. Yeah,
I'm,
it's gonna be great.
I'm partial to
Step
National
on some broken
Lampoon's
glass,
Christmas
you barefoot.
Vacation.
What was that? He was still talking.
Never mind.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
National
you know,
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
that's a
I'm
good
partial.
one. Kids love that. With the Quaid.
A Christmas Story is this generation's It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure.
good. Those are good movies.
And Scrooged.
And Scrooge.
Scrooged is
Scrooge doesn't
Yeah.
get enough love. Anything that's got Buster Poindexter, local hero.
Is that you, Santa Claus?
I like that in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They just made him a taxi. Like the taxi is just
Yeah.
the cartoon taxi is just basically that same character, just morphed into
Yeah.
the vehicle.
Yeah.
You know.
You've already established I'm Baby Herman.
Oh well, yeah. I don't, why you don't have that tattoo of Baby Herman? You know, the cigar and the little bowler hat, the whole bit.
stogie!
Give me my stogie! Come on, Roger.
You know what we got to do though? We got to get him drunk,
Yeah.
take him to a place,
And just-
have it put on his ass.
Yeah. Oh, on his ass. Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Or get really freaky, have it put on his nutsack.
I'm not paying extra for that. Nah, that's probably going to cost extra. And I'm not dealing with the aftermath of Jay waking up and finding that on his balls.
Yeah.
Like, I got to stretch it out to look at it.
I am Santa Claus. You know that?
Are you?
Yeah.
Since when?
Since I grew this beard.
That's all it takes?
That's it.
Got a couple more years to go.
Yeah. It's not white enough yet.
You ain't fat enough either.
Well, again, give it a few more years, you know.
Not no mores.
Uh-oh.
No more 7-Eleven wings from me.
No. Fine. I guess that's the way it's going to be.
That's it.
That's it. I guess I could turn off the bells, huh?
That would be
The Santa Claus ain't coming.
I
to
mean,
this
they're
house.
not too annoying,
or
but
just the other way around. Just keep it going underneath the whole show.
bring it up front a little bit more.
No, please don't do that.
I'm waiting for Frank Sinatra singers to chime in.
Those J-E and G,
Those J, right?
Jangle. Now I wrote it. Now I spelled it wrong. B-E-double-L-S.
Here comes Santa Claus.
Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. It's good stuff. So, I don't know. I think we're going to have a lighter show. We obviously don't have a lot in the news. It's a little bit lighter of a week. So one of the things to kind of keep it Christmassy, I know I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
you guys are going to have to dig deep in the memory banks for this one a
Yeah.
little bit. But I was thinking maybe we'll kick it off a little holiday conversation. If you're willing to share, like, what is the worst Christmas gift, like, you ever got? Or, like, is there something even? Like, for me, it's not really. Like, I just remember, like, having a shitty gift that I got from a girlfriend at the time. And, like, as soon as I opened it, my face read that I didn't like it. And, like, it crushed her. So it's not like the gift was terrible. It was just, like, it was a yellow sweater or sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, I don't wear clothes like this. But, like, as soon as I opened it, my face was like, what the fuck?
Hey,
like my
'cause
mouth
'cause
did a
that's a natural response for a
yeah,
sweetie.
because like, what is like? Do you even know me, girlfriend? Like, this is what? Like, it was like a Ralph Lauren bright yellow
Right.
sweatshirt.
She liked it. She thought it would look good on you. So she thought you would like it.
She's like, hey, why don't you have a couple of decent things? And I get that.
Right.
Like, I didn't have a lot of decent kind of like, oh, here's a nice fucking sweatshirt, but it had big RL on it, and it was bright yellow. So it was just like, that became her shirt.
Right, that's a little
It was a little loud.
feminine.
Not even that, but it was just too. It was too styly, kind of a thing. Like I'm not that into style.
Right.
It
A
was
little
like
too
trying.
fashiony.
Like I could see that on the mannequin when you go into the store, kind of a sweatshirt. Like the branding
With
letter
the
was
fake
big.
tan underneath. And
Right, I was
everything.
missing a lot to make that thing work. I'd have to get my hair gelled. Like there was a lot.
The Botox.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't going to go with anything I wear, So I don't know if either of you two might have like terrible Christmas gifts you got, or just like maybe you didn't say it to the person, but like you were just like, as soon as you saw it, you're like, oh, this is going down in history, kind of as like something not that great.
Not in many years.
Okay.
Thing is, when you're Christmas is all about the kids.
Sure.
You know what I mean, and whatnot. So when you're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, 10, even 11,
Yeah.
you want like toys.
Oh,
and
forget
fucking,
it. Yeah, absolutely.
shit like that. So I remember my uncle and my aunt.
Uh-oh.
They were the family that gave me clothes.
Oh, okay, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I didn't mind it all that much.
Yeah.
But a turtleneck pisses me off. And the thing is, I've never owned a turtleneck. And
Yeah.
this is the first and only time I ever did. And I was like 10.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And you know what I mean? And the thing is first of all, a turtleneck is the most uncomfortable thing. That's for me.
Sure.
I'm talking
personally,
me now.
right? Yeah.
On a
gotcha.
personal level, it's the most uncomfortable thing because
Yeah.
I'm always like this.
Well, I just couldn't imagine you at any age
Having a
thinking like a
turtle-
turtleneck was a cool
Yeah.
looking thing.
Well, I think anything other than a loincloth is going to be initially uncomfortable.
Yeah,
for
exactly. Like I'm T-shirt. I was always T-shirts.
I'm a loincloth in a cave with a wooden club kind of
Exactly.
guy. I got you.
And so I remember telling my mother later. I was like, "Thanks." You know what I mean? Or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I told my mother, "Please, no turtlenecks.
Just never again. They can get whatever they want, but I think that's the limit.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because usually, my mother got me clothes. It was usually like a hoodie or something like that,
Right.
or a shirt, or a
She
pair
knew-
of fucking
she knew
jeans.
what you liked.
She knew what I liked.
Yeah.
A turtleneck. First of all, a turtleneck.
Yeah.
They should be outlawed.
They should only be allowed for a certain age group. It's like
Yeah.
college professors, and that's it.
Like there's only one man I know that ever looked the money in a turtleneck, and that's Charlton Heston.
College professors and recent retirees in their early 60s.
Yeah, there you go. Right, because when you hit a certain age, for a guy or even a lady, like a turtleneck is a good thing to cover up the turkey giblet that starts to grow underneath the chin.
Right.
Helps to push it back a little.
That's what beards are for.
Yeah, to cover up those neck wrinkles.
Giblet.
That's also when you're early 60s. If you're still married at that point, you're in the safe zone for. She bought it for me.
Right, you know what I mean? And you just wear that and a blazer, a tweed blazer.
Yeah, and you just have that. You just carry around that look like you're just like you didn't shoot yourself today. You know.
I'm dead inside. Any memorable bad Christmas gifts for you?
Well,
or miscalculation gifts?
Well, there's one that's
A standout?
slightly premature, but
Okay.
as of tomorrow, it'll probably be technically official because I'm not working until till after Christmas. After that,
Right.
there was a Secret Santa this year
Oh,
at work.
okay.
Everybody, including management and
Right.
staff, was included.
Sure.
I really thought management should have kept the management and staff should have kept the staff.
Okay.
Because there's oh my God, I got to buy for my boss kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotta get for someone I fucking hate.
Yeah, I actually had to do that, but it ended up not being a big deal. But anyway.
What was the budget limit?
It was like $25.
Okay.
Right,
That's usually what they are nowadays.
Right. So I went into it thinking $20. Was what everyone was saying at the meeting more or less. So I was like, okay, so I'll do a $20 gift card. You pull out a name out of a hat, and it says on the back what kind of things they would want.
Sure.
And that was all that people were writing down.
Right. Just to make it easy, because they.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, God forbid you get me something I don't want. Just give me a $20 gift card.
Well, that's the thing.
You
Like
know?
Yeah. I've been in them. They all start to default out to that. Yeah.
But now one person who's like kind of my work friend, she's like, I don't do that, Bob. You shouldn't do that. Don't trust me. Don't do that. It's not gonna. It's not gonna pay off. You're not gonna get your gift. it's going to be, So I was like, okay, well, I took part anyway, and I got my supervisor, so she got my $20 gift card,
Sure.
right? I didn't get nothing because
Oh.
my
Okay.
and the reason I say it's a day premature is because I work tomorrow, and my new assistant supervisor who's working tomorrow is the former maintenance guy's brother. The former maintenance guy is the one who got me.
Okay. Okay. So he was
Okay.
on the way out.
Right. So, but nobody knew it at that point.
Fair enough.
This hit like last minute.
Right.
So,
Right. The timing
but
of it.
the
yeah.
timing of it. So he's not there, and his brother says to me, my assistant, he's like, "Don't worry, I'll get it for you."
Okay.
Because his boss, the supervisor, is like, "Oh no, you got to get that. That's not fair." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of was no big deal. It's $20.
Yeah.
You know, and I gave a gift to someone I work with, and that's fine with me. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
It's
Right. You
$20.
covered what you had to do.
Right. I don't expect to get a whole lot of gifts. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
People are but people are. So.
But it's funny how
But it's funny how I was the only person who didn't get nothing. Everybody else
is opening up stuff.
except
like,
for my one friend who didn't take part. She was like, "See what happened?
See, it's always something.
It's always something. You didn't get nothing."
See, she knew it. She's psychic. She's got some powers or something.
So there's that.
So all right, but all right, cool. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not cool.
Well, there was the time I think I was 14, and Mom and Dad gave me a small check,
Okay.
and everybody else got gifts.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, that was because I was becoming an adult, and this is how they were,
Thinking about moving forward with Christmas.
with
Like if we hit a
you're right.
certain age, maybe we'll just cut them checks
right.
and save
But
ourselves
then-
the trouble.
Yeah, but then you guys kept getting gifts. You guys hit 14 and kept getting gifts.
So, but you didn't keep getting just checks though, did
No,
you?
I just got a couple bucks in cash or a check.
Wow, I didn't know that.
See, I
didn't
love
know
that.
But was that
But-
cash?
But
like
this is at the time when I'm like, Mom, Dad, just give me one thing. Just give me a bass guitar. Just give me an amplifier. Just give me this. Just give
Right,
me that.
right.
One thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just start getting nothing. I got a handshake and a check.
Well, with the cash
Oh,
that
and whatever would fit in the
stocking.
stocking,
Right,
which
the
was
stocking.
like socks.
sure, yeah. Because Mom, after a while, just started
know.
putting that kind of stuff in
Right.
there.
But everyone else is getting you the nice gifts. you
Yeah,
know?
well, it is kind of a thing where it's like I'm sitting here and everybody else is like opening stuff.
And that was also the year that Mom and Dad were telling everybody, just get him Kiss stuff. I hadn't been into Kiss for at least 2 years, and they
Right.
knew that.
Mom and Dad were always kind of like
Out.
2 or 3 years off of the
I mean,
curve.
like on a grandparents kind of level.
yeah,
or
yeah,
out of the
yeah,
curve.
yeah.
I mean, really.
6th grade, I came home to a Garfield bed set on my bed, Bob.
Yeah, I
In
remember.
6th grade, I hadn't. Yeah, sure. When I was in like 3rd and 4th grade, and like the book thing would come around, and it'd be like, "What books do you want from Scholastic Book Club?" You know what I mean? You'd order
Right.
stupid Judy Blume books or whatever.
Right,
And
yeah,
I'd
'cause
get
you-
Garfield books. I was into Garfield.
Right, and that was about the only thing you could pick from there that was any good anyway.
It fell off, and then like 2 years later, out of nowhere,
Mad
it's like,
Libs.
yeah. Well, that would have been more fun. But like 2 years later, I come home to a Garfield bed set, like already on my bed, and I'm like, oh, this is not cool anymore. Like instantly, I realized, like kitty bed sets not working for me anymore.
I was 8.
And certainly Garfield, like
I was 8 and I took checks.
yeah. Well, hey,
I like that.
Yeah, well, that's
Well, that's what I was
fine,
gonna
but
say,
I was
yeah.
not like I was getting enough money to get what I wanted for
Right.
Christmas.
No, I
Yeah.
hear you.
I was just getting enough money to buy myself a fucking sweater.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And a handshake.
So you would kind of be
Right.
looking at like,
This was the extension of Mom and Dad's idea that they were going to raise kids how they thought that
like
each
that.
kid should be raised, and,
Yeah.
and however they kind of like had to adjust. Not to say the wrong or anything, got
Right,
screwed up
right,
or
right,
anything,
right.
but had to adjust. They adjusted for the next kid, but they kind of kept the thing they were going with the original one.
Once they kinda
going.
committed,
They
yeah.
kind of committed to that, so they
Yeah.
weren't going to back down. So it was like. It was more or less a mentality of Bobby's going to be the 9-to-5 guy working in the factory over there at Procter and Gamble. Oh wait, that closed. The gypsum plant, no, that closed.
Right, right.
We'll set him up that way. But anything I really wanted to do, I felt like I couldn't do. But that's another story.
yeah.
For another therapy session.
I did feel like for a second, like when you said gypsum plant, like I had totally forgotten about that, and I'm like, gypsum fucking plant. What is this? Pennsylvania?
Oh, there was
'Cause
one on Richmond
I
Terrace.
know, but just the name, the old gypsum plant. Like it just sounds like it rang to me like that. Like what
Right.
is this, Allentown?
Yeah, like the old GM plant in Linden.
Right, because that's the way everybody talks about P&G, the old Procter and Gamble. Like this
Yeah.
town, this island used to be something before
was
the Procter and Gamble, up
On-
and left.
Yeah, well, on Staten Island, that was the money job. If you got into
Oh, yeah,
Procter
yeah.
and Gamble on the line, you were set when you retired.
Yeah.
That's why they moved it to Asia.
Well, these things happen. So let's see who we got in the chat room. Who's hanging out? We got Bauer Fetts in there.
People, yay!
Bauer just popped in. Thanks for spending your pre-holiday eve with us. Benny Livewire, I think, is in there. I see Agent Palmer, the helpful Harry, or the helpful motherfucker, as I always like to say. And then Steph. More staff. Staff, and more staff. So, yeah. Yeah, so
Good times.
So what do we got there? 2 people hanging around in Palmer? That's 3 people.
Right, so do we have enough to do a chat room?
That's what I'm kind of wondering. I think with the 2 we got,
Plus,
we don't, even if in the end we don't get a lot of game
yeah,
play.
we always tend to include Palmer anyway.
Yeah, let's just put it in there and see what they do with it. I know we were kind of talking about maybe we will, maybe we won't. Staff, but no Steph. So let's give them gifts for characters as a tag, as a chat room game. John McClane, I think he needs shoes and socks this year.
All right.
Well, probably with that 1 year in particular. Or maybe like a burn cream for Darth Vader. You know, these kinds of things, you know. Practical gifts, I guess.
Right.
They don't have to be practical, but I think, you know, certain characters, like Freddy Krueger
Right.
could use facial cream too, probably.
Gift certificate for Riggs for surgery for his shoulder.
Yeah, sure. Drywall, because he probably a lot of the drywall in his house. He's got a lot of shoulder marks from popping it back in.
Right.
Get him
Give him a
discount.
Home Depot card.
Right, there you go. Home Depot. Because he likes nail guns too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, all right, kids, play around with that. Good. Happy to see you
Yeah,
guys
be
hanging
creative
out.
with the characters. Think outside the box.
Yeah.
Put 2 and 2 together, make it 12.
There you go. 22.
All right, that
I go
works.
by the old Calvin and
Right,
Hobbes math, which
2
is
and
like
2.
7 plus 8 is 78.
2 and 2 is 22.
Right.
1 and 1 is 11.
Exactly. You know, because 1 and 1.
Right. Is
11. It's a 1
Not
and a 1.
Not you didn't say 1 plus 1. You said 1 and 1.
Right. There you go. But have fun. And in the meantime, we'll talk a little bit of news. We got a little bit in here. We'll just kick it around, see how deep the rabbit hole goes. News. Christmas news. It's almost synced up.
Jingle jangle.
You got to
jingle.
re-edit that with him going Parker over, so he don't
Yeah.
have to keep doing
Actually, you know, just get a button over here. You know what I mean? We'll just do a Parker. Do the remix.
Yeah. What's wrong with just doing it live?
Parker.
Maybe we just want to hear you, Jay. That way we get to like dial
Don't say
down
that,
the
because
EQ.
then I'll start saying it
That's
every
true.
5
But
minutes.
at least that way we get to dial down the EQ.
I'll just play.
I'm turning my head away.
I'll just play with his volume like that. I'll just fucking do the DJ. Wiki. All right. So a little bit. I've got nothing in here. We got a few from Bob, one from Jay. Pulling these out. Star Wars fans might be interested to know that in the Marvel comics, which are canon, they finally revealed exactly who Anakin's father is.
Yes.
And it actually follows along with one of the theories that's been kicking around for a while. And it's basically Palpatine. That, this kind of theory had happened where, because in Phantom Menace, Anakin's mom is like, I don't know, I was just kind of like pregnant, like randomly.
Yeah.
And the theory was just like, just somehow it was just,
Immaculate Conception.
yeah, and it's confluence of midichlorians or something.
Right.
And so some people had suspected, well, maybe someone had done something to her, and she just wasn't aware of it. And
Well, that's what I was thinking when, in Revenge of the Sith, when that's talked about during the space opera there,
yes,
where he says that Darth Plagueis could, induce the midichlorians to create life. Like, I don't think that he was, like, bullshitting him.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking that well, maybe that's what he did to this woman.
Right. So he says this line about how Darth Plagueis got so good he could basically create life.
Right.
And but he was like one of the only people to really ever do it.
Right, but that's never spoken of
In that
again.
detail.
I mean,
right, yeah.
because immediately my instant reaction was that's how,
Sure.
Palpatine made that happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then people are like, well, no, he's just telling him a story.
Right.
He says, but maybe you have to use your fucking brain a little bit.
Yeah, he's not telling the kid the full story of like, yeah, I created you.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
But to be fair, it's never been spoken of
Yeah.
again. Like George Lucas never came out and said, well,
they
that's
kept
what
it
I
close
meant.
to vague, so
Yeah.
in case they ever wanted to think of something else or change it or commit to it, they could figure that out later. And so they kind of just leaned into it in the comics. So in this article here, a lot of fans have always theorized that Palpatine was the father of Anakin ever since Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when he tells him that story. And it looks like they were right.
I kind of dig that whole thing, though. I dig the fact that, like something happened and, like this Immaculate Conception happens and this boy comes out. I always thought that was interesting. Rather than somebody saying, oh, what are they, you're bringing Catholicism into it now. And
Yeah,
and
I mean,
whatnot.
that's
And-
the thing. I think the problem is it's like, it's so close to that idea of, Mary and all that, that, like, it's just too close to that for people to never, to not make that connection, though. You know what I mean?
I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, it didn't really rub me wrong. To me, it might have rubbed me more as, like, just lazy in a way of saying, like, oh, I don't really want to commit or, like, set up another mystery. Because that's the other thing I thought in my head was that, like, oh, was there, like, something like we were going to get to at some point? And,
Well,
like, he
yeah,
pulled
I
back from kind of making it a more obvious, like, oh, no, like, there's a story there. We're going to get to it. Because it's brushed over in a way where it's like, no, just that's what happened, so it's no big deal. We're just going to move on.
Well, the one thing was Liam Neeson's character brings it up in the council.
Right.
But you don't hear anything more about it until
Yeah.
that sit down. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean, it adds a level of mystery. I just don't think that they knew what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if they want to give it a fucking answer in the comics, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's canon, but it's in the comics, which means that it's going to go on to most of the Star Wars nerds' radar. You know, and
Can't please those motherfuckers.
no.
Until the hardcore ones let the whole world know. And say, see, it's right here. So
Well, actually, excuse me, sir, but right, exactly that. Han Solo does have a first wife, and she was African American, but it takes place in the comics, so you wouldn't, this kind of thing. So with that's pretty much tells you that. I think that's on sale now. That's in the Darth Vader comic, I believe.
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, Darth Vader number 25,
Yeah,
key issue. So,
yeah, nice number.
yeah. So there's that.
While we're in the Star Wars wheelhouse, I'll just jump in with
Jump
this one
in,
thing.
jump in, jump in.
Very, very light news week, but
Yeah.
it seems like you can't get away from Star Wars without, hearing something new. But Star Wars X, or Star Wars 9, or Star Wars Episode 9.
9.
However you want to call it.
Sure.
Reports are coming in that it's actually going to take place exactly a year after The Last Jedi.
Okay.
Which is big news considering it's always like a big, when's it going to be? Like a big question of the timelines
Sure,
of
sure,
these
sure.
movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
All right. Well, that's good. I mean, we kind of figured that they would probably. I mean, there was a good chance they were going to jump ahead.
well, we don't know. I mean, the thing is,
Well, I mean, we know now. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
we
now
kind of
we know.
figured
Right.
that.
Well,
they
yeah,
were gonna,
there had to be a period of regrouping on both parties' parts after the events of the last movie.
Yeah.
right.
So then there's got to be some execution, and everyone's got to find out, yada yada. So a year makes sense.
Because Force Awakens and Last Jedi is the same couple of days.
Well, that's why maybe
Yeah,
there was.
yeah.
It could have went either way easily because, like you said, like those
Right.
two movies follow really close to each other.
Which could have been interesting if it picked up right where it left off.
Like,
and-
geez, not a chance to rest.
But no, I think it's wise for them to actually have
Yeah,
some time.
sure.
So it lets these characters breathe a little bit. So I'm really excited to see this, of course,
Right.
as you probably already guessed.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
As I sip scotch.
Jingly jangly with the fucking ice. Probably driving people crazy.
Yeah, the just covered poster of Luke Skywalker wasn't a giveaway.
Oh, it's the first weekend we didn't get a Star Wars movie. In a couple of years.
Yeah. Anyway.
Solo would have been fine right here.
Something a little Christmas related. Just to remind you that it's still Christmassy time.
Yeah, because we're about to talk about Black Sabbath. Because nothing says Christmas like Black Sabbath.
Why don't you just do the article then if you're going to pull it out of my mouth?
You pull the articles out of my mouth sometimes.
Well, yeah. Not when you're already doing them. I sneak in, I do them before you can start them.
Okay. So Black Sabbath?
Yeah, I don't know. Some jerk off. This guy got into a fight at a bar and got thrown out because...
So this is Jersey?
It could be. It could be. He's in the bar. He's having a good time. And, they're playing some fucking Black Sabbath.
This is South Jersey.
I don't even know. I have to check the article to see
This is at
exactly
the
where it
Starland Ballroom.
A Tuesday afternoon at fucking Starland. Like what happens during the day at a rock club when no one's in there.
The Birch Hill.
So the article reads, on a day of much sadness, we have a hero to report. Christopher Gamboick was in a Madison, Wisconsin bar enjoying the soothing sounds of Black Sabbath while enjoying a refreshing beverage at Farm Tavern Bar. It's got tavern and bar in the name.
Quality place.
Yeah, when the music was suddenly shifted by the bartender from the Godfathers of Metal to Christmas music. So at that point, he chugged his glass of Budweiser, slammed it down on the counter. He threw the bottle of beer in the direction of the female bartender's head and yelled expletives at her. Other patrons of the bar prevented him from going behind the counter as he circled the bar with his fists clenched, according to the reports. And then eventually his uncle came. Directed him to the door.
This sounds like West Jersey.
Yeah, but then when the cops came, he gave him a hard time. He gave the female cop the hard time.
This is Rockaway.
And then you see a picture of the dude, and you're like, okay.
He's a little crystal methy.
I was just gonna say, if they had a crystal meth bar open at the time, he would have been there. Real thin, wafy, scraggly, like a week from homeless kind of look to him.
Yeah, a little bit.
But look, we all get sick of the fucking Christmas music, and if you're gonna turn off a decent song to switch to that, I get where he's coming from. But I'm gonna say it was probably the alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say this guy is probably a very nice gentleman most of the time.
Chris Gamberic.
Well, he probably is like most of us, who he gets tired of hearing the Christmas music all the time, and would just like to hear what the music that he likes when it's on.
Yes. All right. So
Sounds like a Star Wars action figure. Chris Gamberic.
Chris Gamberic. I don't know about that. Yeah, you think so? Gamberic.
Gamberic.
That sounds like something.
He's one of the Galamads.
Yeah. It's like Lando Calrissian's aide.
Yeah, but you gotta Star Warsify his first name. He has to be like Christor, or something. You know what I mean? Like
Chris.
Yeah.
So.
Or just Chris, right?
Or Cirque.
Luke. Well, Luke.
Cirque Gamberic.
That's got. See, now you're getting there. Or take some other word and then chop it in half. Because that's what Lucas likes to do
Cirque
too.
Bergam.
Like Walker, like the Kerr. Just take the K-E-R.
Yeah.
Kerr Semberic.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I got it.
All right.
Like Coleman Trebor.
I guess. Who's that?
That's Robert Coleman backwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, something a little bit more somber, but maybe there's an angle here. Marvel gave permission to a young kid to
masturbate.
No, I'm sorry, to the kid's family to use Iron Man on his tombstone.
Oh,
because the kid died of cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like
oopsie.
Pardon me.
If I had set that up properly, you wouldn't have went there. So I'll share that with you. But which was a nice thing to do because Marvel's usually a little litigious, I guess. They're a little protective of that stuff,
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, so you want me to say something?
I guess Bob's mad at me. Why? What?
Well, take a look at the list of the stuff that you just read. All three of them.
Yeah.
Whose name is next to it?
Oh, it's Bob. Yeah, I guess I could have let you have some of that. Well, you read this one. I didn't read this one. But then again, I probably hit all the
I
important
read
stuff.
all 3 of them.
Sorry.
I don't mind you taking one. You had nothing in there. I was like,
Yeah.
fine, you want to take one of them? Go ahead, take one of them. Then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, you got to take 2. All right.
Oopsies.
You know, but after you take the 3rd one, I figured maybe I should mention something.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should have left you at least that one.
Yeah. At least the somber, depressing one. Nothing good, nothing to like lift up my.
Sorry, but I was
time
in
on
such
the
a.
mic.
No, you're right.
Just give me the moody shit.
The fun stuff.
Yeah.
I guess
So-
I was just
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm interrupting you after all.
That's true.
I might as well just keep rolling.
Well, the only thing I can say in my defense, it's not going to help, is I think I'm in the habit of leading off the news segment. And I just started reading.
You did that, and then you took it back after
Yeah.
after him.
Right. But
So.
that's what I should have done. You're right.
That's what I actually thought you were going to give it
No,
to me.
yeah, you're
because
right, yeah.
You took one, and then he went. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
Oh, all right, I'm going to get 2.
You're right,
Let
you're right,
me
yeah.
pick the one with the kid first, because I'll get that one out of the way, and
Sure.
then I'll have a little bit better, a little more fun.
Yeah, we'll end up on a higher
So I'm
note.
sitting here waiting.
Right.
Oh, he's going to do Sabbath.
Which is a surprise.
Oh, he's going to do the dead. He's going to do the dead kid too. All right. Maybe next week I don't put anything in the doc and see what he says then.
Well, now we're talking. No, I'm sorry.
Just take his news next week.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it.
You know?
That's-
There you
just
go.
take
I'm
his
Just be like, as soon as I start going,
Dude,
be like, Bill,
now-
I got this. And just put your hand in my face.
I'm just going to walk over to your mic and push you out of the way.
Yeah.
You got rollers on that seat, right?
Well, you can reach over when I'm not looking
And just,
and just push my slider down.
I know.
It is
I'm
the
always,
number one?
I'm always the first slider on there. You can reach over. I'm
He's just gonna sit there, man.
because with the angle here, if I'm looking at Jay like that, you could definitely slide over there and just knock it down.
Bohemian Rhapsody reference, because when they go up for the live aid thing,
Okay.
you see the guy with the board. He's got a little thing. So do not touch this. It's the sliders for the volume.
Sure.
And he takes this, and they're low. He takes the sticker, slides the sliders all the way up, and he puts the sticker underneath them. So I'm going to do that to you. I'm
There
going
you go.
to put it all the way down for you.
Nice.
But go ahead. Since you started, since you stole everything, go ahead and finish.
Did you
Merry Christmas to me, right?
did you wait till we get to the meanwhile and I tell you what your review is for this week?
Take his review.
Well, you could take my reviews.
Take his review.
Take my stuff from meanwhile.
I'm glad I didn't watch a bootleg of Aquaman and try and do that review today too. You probably would have stole that.
I would have been like, yeah, let me tell you what I think, even though I didn't see it. All right, so I think the only thing I left out with the whole,
This isn't turning into the best bit so far.
it's not bad. It's actually better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, at least I can laugh about it. I'm not mad.
That's
or
true.
anything.
That's true. You're not really mad
I'm not
about it, which
mad.
is nice. But anyway, so it did. When me and Bob had talked about it, when he mentioned it to me off mic, I was like, I guess maybe the angle on this for a conversation is a little bit of like, what would you put on your tombstone? Like, this kid really loved Iron Man, so they got Iron Man for his tombstone.
Pepperoni and sausage. What do you want on your tombstone?
Oh, an old
Pepperoni
commercial.
and sausage.
There you go. That's an in joke. Like, if I just saw a pepperoni and a sausage
What do
on
I
your
want on my tombstone?
Yeah.
Wyatt and Doc.
Just Wyatt and Doc. I got you. Tombstone, like the movie.
Yeah.
I got you.
I got one good arm to hold you with.
Is that? Do you want just the quote? The quote and the two of them holding each other.
Tombstone.
There you go.
I don't know.
Think about it.
My
What about
name.
you? You got anything? Maybe.
I was just thinking maybe something just says here lies ... He's dead.
I thought you were gonna be. I thought you were gonna.
No, actually, if my first initial thought, geez, now I lost it.
Something about music, maybe, or metal, or a band, or.
No, yeah, actually, yeah. My initial thought, the first image that came to mind was Gene Simmons from Kiss in full makeup, but he's turned into such a schmuck
Yeah.
that no, I don't want that.
And for a guy who's like, I kind of liked Kiss at a point, but I'm not too big on them. For
Not
you
an-
to
yeah,
say
not
I want them
anymore.
on my tombstone is a little.
Yeah, that was like just the first image that came into my head.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
How about like "fuck you, Lars" or something? Like
No, I don't want to take that to the grave. You know?
Yeah, because I was hard pressed for myself too. I'm always
Are we
hard
talking
pressed.
about superheroes, or are we talking about something just personal?
Anything, like really anything. I mean, if you could go with a superhero if you wanted to, or
Maybe
if that's where you're leaning.
maybe an Explorer guitar, something like that.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe music notes.
Yeah, or the horns.
Right.
You know,
The metal horns.
The metal horns.
Sure.
Yeah.
Music notes.
I've actually been thinking about this kind of stuff because I'm at my age. I gotta start thinking about writing a will.
Oh, I thought you could say start chiseling your own stone.
Well, there's that too. I mean, you know.
That should be the rule. Like you have to chisel your own stone. Yeah, for me, man, I don't even know. Maybe it's Marcellus Wallace with the ball gag in his mouth, something like that.
Or the gimp.
I think the gimp wouldn't like you. I think no, it's got to be Marcellus Wallace because like the gimp, like it just looked like a bondage dude. You won't maybe catch how specific the reference is, you know?
Right.
Because I just love the image of Marcellus Wallace and then like putting text on it. Does he look like a bitch? You know what I mean? And the answer is yes. Actually, he kind of does. But yeah, I don't know, folks in the chat room.
He gets fucked like a bitch.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I think is a funny, ironic thing that took me like the third time to watch it when, you know, he's doing the whole "Does he look like a bitch?" And then by the end of the movie, there was a moment where like he gets bitched. You know.
It's a fucked up scene.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a fucked up movie.
It's a great movie.
It's classic, American classic. So,
Social stories.
that has been the news for this week. Big news this week, obviously. I'm a thief. All right.
I was just going to interrupt you and say the same thing.
Say something, right? I knew that we had to end on a beat on that. All right. So, well, thanks for listening to that, I guess. We'll let the kids. Chat room game is ready. How about that? So we'll head over there. We'll get all up into that. Let's fucking get into it. So the chat room game was gifts for characters. Like, what would you get for these characters? How about a nice whetstone for Wolverine?
That's not a bad one.
How about parents for Bruce Wayne?
You mean living parents?
Yeah.
Because he has parents.
That's true. Oxygen for Tony Stark. I guess because right now in the movies...
Right now he's running out.
he's running out. A Bill Big Book for Tony Stark. I'm not familiar. STD test for James Bond. A ring for Gollum. Sure, I don't think any ring will do, though. I think it has to be the one ring.
It's all right. You can get those on Wish now.
That's true. That's true.
Wish.com. For about $4.
The world's largest joint for Bruce Banner. I guess the idea is that it'll help him chill out.
Chill out, yeah.
He's going to relax.
Give him Quaaludes.
The Sword of Omens for Mum-Ra. He's always trying to get his hands on that.
Okay.
Just Inspector Gadget for Mr. Claw. You know, he's always trying to get his hands on Gadget. A girlfriend at 15 for Peter Parker. I guess he could have really used one. A hug for teenage Boba Fett.
Oh.
A love note from his brother for Cobra Commander. I guess, yeah, that maybe would have helped him. A family picture album for Jason Bourne. A gym membership for the Nutty Professor. That might work out. Because he's a big boy.
Professor Clump.
Professor Clump. A tile tracker for all the kids. For Kevin's mom from Home Alone. The implanted trackers, I guess. Cigars for Hellboy. Facelifts for Joker and Two-Face. A guide to time travel for Barry Allen. He could use a hand with that.
Well, he definitely needs some kind of like time travel roadmap. For
Yeah,
sure.
he definitely. Yeah.
You know, and a list of things what not to do.
And like really stick to those rules, could
Yeah.
you, Barry? That kid's always fucking it up.
And why aren't the time rates chasing him around now anyway? Because he's messing things so much. They should be chasing him all the time.
No, they're just there to conveniently just take out random villains. So, like,
yeah,
you know.
like they did in the last episode.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's a problem. Oh, nope, not really.
Nope, they accidentally grabbed the wrong guy.
Yeah. My Chemical Romance album for Kylo Ren. A boyfriend for more than 3 episodes for Killer Frost. These are all from Bower Fett. He's a big DC TV fan.
Yeah.
And a live girlfriend for Daredevil. Well, she didn't die, so spoilers.
Yeah,
Karen Page still alive, but Elektra not.
Yeah,
I guess
Elektra,
Elektra.
I think
not.
that's what I think he was
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. I kind of forgot about her.
Yeah, that's kind of the big one though.
Yeah, Elektra is she's a ninja, so they're easy to miss.
Easy to bring back to life
Spoiler.
over and over again too, evidently.
Spoilers. Welcome to Spoilerville. So we're cooking. We're moving right along.
Yeah, so far it's actually not bad.
You know, just
Yeah.
kind of we're getting through it.
Yeah.
Jay's running on empty for his first drink.
It's all right. He's just warming up yet.
Yeah.
He's drinking some White Walker, Johnny Walker Special
Yeah.
Edition.
By the time we get to the after show, he'll be warmed up.
Yeah, nice and warm.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you a Christmas story.
Johnny Warmer. Oh, we're gonna get a Christmas story out of you?
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 minutes.
Oh, you have no idea at this moment what it
No,
might
I know
be.
what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you told me now. That this way I could have planned around it.
Okay.
All right. So at a certain
It wasn't
point,
gonna be hard.
well, no, I'm sure. Like during the plugs, as we're closing out, you'd be like, "Oh, wait, I got a Christmas story."
No, we'll do it in the after show.
Why do it in the after show?
Because-
After show's not gonna be a Christmas show, really, and I don't know how long we're gonna go. To be honest with you.
So you got 3 minutes to spare.
Well, I'd rather have a Christmas story in here. Is what I'm saying.
All right.
We kind of need the content. Hint, hint.
Well, there's that. This is priority, but also too, this is like where we're doing some holiday-ish stuff. So I'd love to get some
Christmas.
Christmas. It's holiday-ish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it gonna bother you that I say holiday?
So it's not gonna
instead
be
of
Christmas during the after show anymore.
No, it's gonna be fucking.
It's Halloween.
Who's this Miss Chris we keep talking about?
It's gonna be Bah Humbug fucking during
Right.
the other one.
So it's about Scrooge. Bring me your goose, the biggest goose in all of London.
Should we do meanwhiles? Should we just jump into meanwhiles and we'll do one of these scenario cards later?
What time? We're about halfway in, huh?
We're about 45 minutes in. Yeah, that's about it.
Do a flash card.
We'll do a card. We'll do a little fucking Klosterman card.
Yeah. Colostomy card, yeah.
Well, we might just end up talking about how this card misses the mark.
What was the jingle bells, man?
Oh, well, this is not. Well, this wasn't too Christmassy related, so.
Oh, I thought maybe just keep the thing.
We'll make it Christmas.
There you go.
All right.
Just makes it Christmas.
You want me to Christmasize this card?
Yes.
Okay, I can do it. So let us assume a fully grown, completely healthy reindeer
Okay.
has his hooves shackled to the ground while his head is in place with a thick rope. He is conscious and standing upright, but completely immobile. And let us assume that for some reason, every political prisoner on Earth, as cited by Amnesty International, will be released from captivity if you kick this reindeer to death in fewer than 20 minutes. You are allowed to wear steel-toe boots. Would you attempt to do this?
So every other animal on Earth goes free?
No. Political prisoners.
Political prisoners.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one.
So the
because-
ones that are cited by Amnesty International. So people that are really kind of being held.
Totally wrongly?
Right. For all intents and purposes, we would probably disagree with why they're being held. You know.
I'm saying save all of them to sacrifice one animal by kicking it to death in 20 minutes?
A reindeer. And I will fuck this and say not just any reindeer.
What, Rudolph?
Fucking Rudolph. You're gonna stomp him to death, but you're allowed to wear steel-toe boots, which is I did not add that. Might be the most messed up card I've read so far out of this deck.
It is kind of messed up.
Just kick the horse because it was a horse in the original thing. Kick this reindeer. Santas or not, just a nice, cute reindeer. Looks like a fawn, basically.
I love the jingle music in the background.
Well, it's for the holidays. Kids love this.
Bambi's cousin.
Yeah, basically, Would you stomp out a reindeer within 20 minutes? Which, obviously, you would want to do it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I would think.
I think you kick it in the head and the neck a few times.
I mean, if I'm able to wear the steel toes.
Yeah.
So people can go free.
So these people who are wrongly imprisoned.
Yeah, probably. How many? Is there a number or?
No, but I would say if it's like
Does
an
it
Amnesty International worldwide, let's say that it's a minimum of 100 people.
Well, for a number like that, I think it's easy. You gotta. You know, if they're all wrongly.
Conceivably, I think that's the setup it's supposed to be.
For me, it would be an extremely difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
But if that burden is being put on me, I think I have to make that choice.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it's an animal. I can separate an animal from a person as far as killing it. You know?
Don't get me wrong. I
don't like the idea of killing anything, really.
Yeah. And I'm not big on the whole idea of like.
Yeah. But venison is pretty good.
Yeah. Do I get to keep it? Do I get to bring the meat home? But I'm kind of hung up on the political prisoner thing a little bit too myself. To be honest with you, I'm like, well, who are these people and why are they locked up? Can I have a list real quick?
Yeah. If there's anybody that it's like, the question of being a terrorist, stuff like that. If it's just like reporters from America pulled in, or from other countries, just as political prisoners,
people who were seeking asylum or whatever, and it's like a really fucking, it's North Korea or whatever. These kinds of things. Because I think that's the picture they want to paint, but I also feel like, I feel like some of that might be like, let me see the details.
Yeah, when I think of political prisoners, I also think of like pilots who accidentally fly over the border and get shot down, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
elves that have escaped the North Pole, and now Canada's got them.
Yeah.
Canada's like, we're just going to keep these guys here until, we get the rights to drill oil.
Well, that's how they keep
Santa's
their dollar
house.
from diving down into the toilet. Those are their illegal aliens.
Those are the only ones they get. Or the elves who try to escape the North Pole. It sounds about right. Like they would get the best illegal aliens.
Right.
It's just elves.
Right.
Who could like make stuff.
Really, because anyone coming up through America already knows the American dollar is better than the Canadian dollar.
Yeah, I guess. We're getting so tangential. Jay, thoughts?
Well, the thing is, I know that
Some political prisoners?
No, but the idea of it. Like I've heard enough stories, I've read enough stories.
Yeah, sure.
Of people who've been imprisoned
Some of these
under
places
the worst conditions possible.
Right.
And and it just sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess the easiest thing to say is put yourself in their position. You happen to be, let's just say North Korea or whatever it was, and by accident, and you're in there, and you did absolutely nothing wrong getting treated.
Right.
So it kills me to say this, but because I
think
I'm not for animal cruelty at all.
I think it's going to kill the deer to say it, but to say it.
But no, I think I would have to.
I think I would feel compelled to myself.
I feel it's to save human lives.
Yeah. It's a brutal way to do it.
Yeah, and it would suck because I think I would psychologically be fucked
for a while from
because
that. Yeah.
it's not because now let's look. I can't just walk away from this clean. You have to think about the actual death itself now. This thing's gonna be screaming, crying.
Oh, it's gonna be
It's gonna be the worst.
It's gonna take a few attempts to get it.
Yeah. It's gonna take a while.
It's not gonna be quick and easy. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
So I would try to make it quick as easy as possible.
Right.
So it doesn't feel any pain.
Yeah. 20 minutes is obviously too much time, but
those motherfuckers better be worth it.
They better,
because if they are not, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing to them.
I'm gonna be like, "Where's that list we were talking about?"
I'm gonna kick each one of those in the fucking head.
Start, that's gonna be the thing. Like, you better do something good within inside of a couple of years, because I'm gonna come around on the world tour. And,
so yeah.
All right.
It's sad. I mean, but you have to be humane.
Well, we ask the tough questions here on this show.
Well, not really. It's just you made it a fucking. It doesn't matter if it's a horse or a reindeer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Ultimately, hey, I just tried to brand it for the season. Made it Rudolph. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
It could have been a cute and fuzzy bunny. It could have been a turtle. Like, whatever.
Right.
Merry Christmas.
Indeed. All right. So, happy holidays, kids. That's a happy holiday moment. Merry Christmas to you.
With the jingle.
We just killed a freaking reindeer.
From the Wicked Theory
2
podcast.
days before Christmas. You think that might affect Santa Claus?
And the lead one at that.
Yeah.
The guy who's going to help everybody get through the clouds. You know what I mean?
Foot fog and all that.
Lando Calrissian. He helps people get through the clouds.
That's true. They can just get Lando.
Yeah.
He'd be like, strap me to the front, Santa. I'll get us through.
After a few Colt 45s, his nose will be glowing too.
It's going to get cold up there. I better numb my senses. Have a couple of Colt 45s.
He's got a blaster. He can just blast.
He's got that cape. He'll be warm. It's a space cape. He'll be fine. All right. So,
like in the Solo movies, he's got all those capes. He's got a cape collection.
Yeah. which you knew that makes total sense. He would have had that anyway. Like, don't give me shit about the fact that he's got capes. Oh, kids, ladies and gentlemen, time for everyone's favorite segment. Meanwhile, reviews, recommendations, stuff that we've been watching, consuming during the week, stuff that we liked. Well, maybe we didn't, but we're going to tell you about it. And who would like to go first? I don't have to all the time, but if maybe to prevent me from possibly stealing Bob's segment, we should let Bob go. Jump in first.
All right, so Predator Holiday Special sucked. Titan Season 1 is awesome.
Okay, all right. That's not far from what I was thinking. And I'll tell
in case you don't know what's going on.
And let me just tell you, Robin Hood was meh. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know if that's your angle.
That's kind of like, yeah,
isn't
not
it
far off.
All right. So Bob's got Robin Hood.
Right. Yeah, I got Robin. All right. So you can go back to those two.
Yeah, we'll go back to it later. You can leave, man. Have fun with it.
All right. So Robin Hood. This is just really called Robin Hood.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
With Russell Crowe?
Yeah. The latest. No, not
the newer one.
The new one.
Yeah, this new one.
With
This new
Kevin
one.
Costner.
Yeah. No, the one with
Taron Egerton. Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx.
Right,
Taron
Jamie
Egerton.
Foxx, right? This ain't Robin Hood.
Doesn't feel like it?
No, this is more like Robin Hood, how he becomes Robin Hood and his merry men.
It's a little prequel-ish.
It's prequelish, and it is. If they substituted the chariots for cars,
Okay.
you wouldn't have noticed much difference.
Right,
It's basically an action movie and a middle of the road one. I mean, to give you an idea, Jamie Foxx's character, Little John, is basically an angry father.
Okay.
Angry at the sheriff of Nottingham for murdering his son.
Sure.
In an extremely brutal way. So, I mean, you know what I mean? That's not Little John as far as I understood him.
Right. Okay.
So, so there's they stray very much. Maid Marian is a rebel.
Okay. Right.
She wears more rebel-style clothing than that you would expect a Maid Marian, so to speak, to be wearing.
Sure.
You know, the white flowing gowns, all that stuff. Not here.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean? And so there's very loose interpretations of all these characters, and by the end, they come together as his merry men, more or less.
Right.
Not to give anything away.
But that's the bit. Yeah.
It doesn't give the story away.
No, I know. But I'm just mean that's where that's his legend.
Right. So, and this is all really like an introduction to all these characters, but they're not the characters you know. So I came away from this movie looking. If you're going to go into this expecting a Robin Hood movie, it's not a Robin Hood movie. You're not really going to enjoy it.
Right.
If you're going in looking for a take on an action movie, it's not a bad movie.
Okay. Because it
know what I
seemed
mean?
like the action just, like from the trailer and stuff, like, the action just looks like it's so modern style-y that it could feel maybe. I wondered if it would feel kind of disjointed because of that.
Yeah, there's a couple of really loose liberties taken during the course of the movie. Like at one point, there's a fire that the sheriff of Nottingham has to cross a fire barrier. I told you about.
Yeah,
this.
you told me about
it's
this.
like an oil river, and he's got his guard there, and it's like a whole bunch of them with basically wicker riot gear.
Okay.
Basically riot shields, like you would think, but basically looking like wicker and a combination of wicker and like riveted steel.
Okay.
They basically push down hard on the ground with their shields and then slide it left and right so to make a path for him. So they basically move fire out of his way so he could walk through. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I was like,
it's a little bit of a stretch. I got you.
Yeah, stuff like that. So there's a few liberties like that. I mean, these days that's kind of expected. That comes with the
there's always one or
territory.
two things that kind of go.
You know. So, but not a bad movie for an action movie. Just not a very good Robin Hood movie.
Gotcha.
To say if you want to go to the movies, there's not much else there. Sure, this is a cash. Not really a stash though.
Sure. All right.
Can I say something real quick?
You can say
Did you
something.
see this
what I
movie?
mean.
No. No, and the thing is, this really didn't appeal to me on any level.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
sure.
And the thing is this: the reason why is because I had a similar experience with the
When you saved England from
yeah, exactly, yeah. Because I was Robin Hood for a while.
right. You were Robin the Hood.
We don't like to talk about it. That
Sorry,
much,
I'm sorry.
'cause I stole a lot of shit.
I'll edit this out.
No, I had with the King Arthur film last year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're getting into the habit of taking these lores now,
Mm.
and they're not being truthful to the actual text. They're actually making them these Fast and Furious kind of
Right.
things, and I think
Right.
that this is awful. You know what I mean? And the thing is, and the reason why, because I know you're not a fan of the Kevin Costner Robin Hood,
Right.
but at least the Kevin Costner Robin Hood
Yes, I'll agree.
stuck to the medieval tale of that.
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I mean?
They should be more like Braveheart and less like
Right.
A Knight's Tale.
Right. Even the Russell Crowe version
Yeah,
that came out, it stuck to the original material
Right.
and kind of did something different.
Yeah.
But as far as vision, not as far as, making this a Fast and the Furious kind of a thing. 'Cause
Sure.
that's exactly what this looks like. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that this is the wrong thing to do to appeal to a younger audience.
Yeah.
I think that they should really make, like a more epic tale, like
Sure.
very like grounded epic. Like if Mel Gibson went and directed
Well,
a
yeah,
Robin
yeah.
Hood film, he would give it its justice.
Yeah,
and its
I don't
due.
want. Let me say one more thing because he kind of like on his point is Ben Kingsley is in this movie. He's the one really big name.
Sure.
You really only see him for the last act of the movie.
Okay.
His character is talked about
And
up
built.
to that and built up. But it's really a disservice to him. I mean, you got Ben freaking Kingsley in this movie, and not a whole lot else except
Yeah.
for Jamie Foxx, which
Well,
is
he's big. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, he's big. He's had a few bumps since his high point, but we all know he's a really good actor. He can act.
He's an Oscar winner. So
Yeah.
is Kingsley.
Right, that movie he did with the violin, where he was the homeless guy,
Oh yeah, right.
that was really good. But
So this last act kind of.
yeah, so this last act, it was a little underwhelming for him,
yeah.
and the character that he portrays, the build-up kind of falls a little flat because he's not as menacing as you expect. Although he is menacing, the fear that they have for this guy is just
When you do meet him, it's like.
he's got a really bad beetle cut. You know what I mean?
He just
ball
described
haircut,
Iron
you
Man 3.
yeah. In a lot of ways, actually, yeah.
It's like someone was trying to do the beetle cut and then went, oops, with the scissors. You know what I mean? It's like a little all crooked.
Right.
So,
That was the style at the time.
yeah.
But I feel like Robin Hood has just always been a thing for me that just kind of like I've never really liked a Robin Hood movie or a story. They never really kind of really pull me in enough.
I
it's-
did. Yeah.
I think it's not enough romance really for the ladies. It's not enough modern style romance for the ladies. It's not enough action for the guys. And the dialogue tends to really not be all that relatable to the listeners and the viewers because of the difference of the dialogue and the comment to modern language.
Could be.
So
Well, maybe that's why the Kevin Costner version did make its money. It was kind of a blockbuster because it did entertain. It's got a really good Alan Rickman performance, but at least, like I said, he loses his accent throughout the whole thing. But at least it had the balls to stick to the original text and not be this monotonous, dumb fucking.
and why Robin Hood Men in Tights made money.
Oh,
I will say, last thing about this current Robin Hood is I watched on YouTube. There's a video of behind the scenes stuff of all the trick shots that the kid does in the movie. They're all real. Like he studied with this guy who's like this bow and arrow trick shot guy, and like just learned how to like do all these flips and shoot 3 arrows at 3 different targets at the same time. Like these kinds of things that like in the movie are probably like. There's a lot of them that you're going to be sitting there going, oh, that's got to be CG. Oh, that's got to be fake.
Yeah, he does pull off some good shots.
And it's crazy stuff where it's like, so if you watch this, it's all about running, jumping, leaping, fucking spin, shoot. Like, you know, all this crazy shit.
I got to say that I didn't think that his movements were in any way faked.
Fair enough. Right. They shot that in a way you could tell.
Well, yeah, he's moving around. You know, he's running around. And there's not, I don't think, there isn't a lot of CG in this movie.
Right. They
But
tried to keep it grounded.
That was that the action was kind of grounded like that, like
Yeah.
you were saying. So
Cool.
there was that, but the shots were good enough that I thought they had to be CG because there's a lot of motion. There's a lot of John Wick style motion going on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I knew
During
that
the
enough
action
about it.
scenes.
Yeah, a lot of quick cuts and stuff like that, and crunchy punches and shit.
I guess that could be made to look like that in editing, though.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll jump in real quick. Predator Holiday Special, Jay. I don't know if did you see this?
Well, I just said it sucked. We're done.
That's true. That's
What is
true.
this?
So, in promotion for the Predator coming out on DVD, there's like a 2-minute little ad, and it's a Backstreet style, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and not fucking animated.
Short?
Yeah, short.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, fucking Sprinkles the elf, like he's up at the North Pole and he's doing something with Rudolph, and like fucking all of a sudden there's a predator, fucking, and it's fucking like it's brutal. It's really short, but there's a couple of brutal fucking moments in it.
Where is this?
So it's on YouTube. You can find it if you search for it. The Predator Holiday Special. It's really not that long. It just feels like a segment from Robot Chicken or something like that. Like they must be got those guys together, but it's done in the exact style, the exact animation, puppetry, stop motion as the classic ones. And it's real short, and it's not. It doesn't end on a big laugh. I will say that, but it's got a couple of like, wow, that's kind of crazy. So people go look for that. I had fun with that. And then Titans season 1 wrapped up. If anybody wants to hear more on this, I'm sure they'll cover it like crazy on DC TV Report. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents without doing too many spoilers. I liked the season a lot. I thought it was a great way for them to show, we're willing to kind of be as hard-edged as a Netflix show with cursing and violence and sex and shit like that, especially with characters you kind of never thought you'd really kind of get to see that happen with.
Well, what's her name? Star Fox?
Star Fox and it's not really a spoiler because it happens in episode 2, but Star Fox and Dick Grayson hook up like right away. They're the two oldest characters out of the 4 of them. You know what I mean? They're both like relatively like near 30, so or above or whatever. So they hook up like right away, which was a surprise. You know what I mean? And then later on in the season, you get to meet Hawk and Dove. And it's like, oh, okay, pretty cool. But then later on, Hawk and Dove get their own solo episode. And I just kind of sat back, and it really made me question the whole vigilante thing. I was like, these two are fucking insane. They're pathological. They're
Psychotic?
yeah, psychotic or not psychotic. 'Cause that's
Sociopath.
Sociopathic. They are just kind of like easily like, yeah, let's fucking just crush skulls. And it's just a guy and a girl team where you were like, oh, okay, you guys are fucking bent. So it's got an interesting twists like that. And the Hawk and Dove thing, like that's a solo episode. They just kind of were like, we'll do 11 episodes so we can do one where it's Hawk and Dove all by themselves and give and I like those bottle episodes where it's like, we'll give you this whole one solid backstory on somebody for take a break from the main stuff and do that. So it's taking chances. I was very surprised by it overall. I feel like they teed up some stuff that they didn't finish and wrap up, or it was a little too much of like just leaving all the storylines open for next season, but that's what that is. The Doom Patrol appearance that they pop up at during the season was really great, really quirky. There's a tiny little holiday greetings from Doom Patrol that's called a teaser that's out there. It's not really a teaser. In that, you see Cyborg. So I'm really excited and hopeful for that show, just because it's like they've never been in anything else, so those characters get to be as weird and as fucking nutty as possible. I think that's going to be a runaway hit for me, but we'll see. So it's Titans season 1. I'll give it a cash or a stash, depending. But basically, if you have DC Universe, it is a stash because you have it. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
But
Over to you, Jay.
Like if you were to go out and buy it and put it on your shelf.
Sure. No, I know.
That's the stash.
No,
I think.
I'm aware. I'm aware of how
I'm
it
just saying.
works.
I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I was mumbly.
Comic books.
Comic books. Who doesn't like the smell of a good comic book? Eh?
Smell of a good
The
comic
smell of a good comic book. Comic book smells.
Smell the book.
There you go.
Smell of it. All right.
Speaking of DC stuff,
I saw Aquaman,
there you go.
and I got to tell you,
Was it all wet?
Aquaman.
so I guess the whole question was now for years, because we've even discussed it at this table. Would an Aquaman film work?
Sure.
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, a lot of people thinking, well, you change the character's physique around a little bit.
Right,
You
you
kind of,
yeah.
fuck with it a little bit. So, and the thing is, of course, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's and here's the thing that I liked about it was
Yep.
we've often spoke about how I like the Saturday matinee format.
Yeah. Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because like when you go to a Saturday matinee film of the 70s and 80s, you get an adventure.
That's true.
Your characters, Star Wars is kind of like that. You take your characters, you're throwing them into different, scenarios throughout this 2-hour process. Well, the same here. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I was with it, man. I, from start to finish, man, I thought it was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Even when it's supposed to get tongue in cheeky, it does it right. It does it to the point where
It's not too much. Right.
it's to the point where it's charming and you're having fun with it. You know what I mean? He's a really good Aquaman. You know what I mean? You have a really good. It was good seeing Dolph Lundgren do some more stuff.
Yeah, I forgot he's.
Yeah,
in it.
and so this to me, it was a hell of a ride. It's a lot of fun. I liked it better than pretty much all the other films, with the exception of Man of Steel. So I think that I think it's like I don't give the DC Universe movies the flack that most people give them.
I think.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're aware. Sure.
You know what I mean? I get, Ed's point of view because he's diehard DC. So, he has his definite critiques. He's going to be sensitive to it. Me, I think that these are just fun movies.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But I think that this is better
Yeah.
than the Wonder Woman film. I think it's slightly better than the Justice League film.
Well, is it just that the fun goes a long way to
It's the
doing
adventure.
that? Or
It's the sense of adventure.
Okay. It's
You know
like
what I
an
mean?
adventure romp, this nonstop roller coastery thing. That
You
kind
have
of,
your formula story,
Sure.
but it's in the form of an Aquaman story.
Right, so it's all new.
Exactly.
I got
So
you.
not that it's even all new. It's the fact that it's taking like a formula story, but you're taking it into a character that we thought wasn't possible to put on screen.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So what do? You add Nicole Kidman into it, and you add all these Willem Dafoe.
Right.
Is in it. Amber Heard is looking extraordinarily gorgeous in every shot she's in. She can't even look bad.
Was it a little distracting?
He was actually. She's absolutely stunning. But it's a lot of fun. And I think it's a good movie too.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So if this is what we're leaving off on,
Right.
as far as DC films, it ain't going anywhere.
There you go.
You know what
Good.
I mean? I think they're learning from a few of their mistakes.
Yeah.
Because even though I kind of liked Batman v Superman, I understand why people are having issues with it.
Sure.
Same for Suicide Squad. We had this conversation. So this is go see this.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. I saw it in standard 2D.
Okay.
I try not to go for the 3D if I can.
Right.
But there's a lot of really good visuals on this too.
Okay.
But I loved that Saturday matinee fun that they made work.
Nice.
So
Cool.
yeah, this is a very high cash for me. It will be stashed on my shelf.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
I had a feeling you'll have the steel book
Yes.
that has some kind of embossed fish.
No, he won't steal it though.
No. It's different spelling.
Before I get to my next thing, I gotta say, because I don't want to review it, because I'm just gonna say, if anybody's not watching Escape from Dannemora, which is the two escaped convicts from Dannemora prison and the woman that helped them escape in North New York.
Was this a series?
Yeah, it's on. It's Benicio del Toro, Paul Dano.
Oh, I forgot
and
he was
Patricia
doing that.
Arquette.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And where can you find it? Do you remember?
It's on Showtime.
Okay.
Watch this. It's
All right.
really damn good. So I'm not going to get into it. I'll review it when it's over.
When it's all wrapped. Okay.
But some people, if you're looking for some really solid entertainment, good
right. A
storytelling,
really good show that
watch
just
this.
kind of started up. Sure.
You know.
Okay.
Bob, this would be the Benicio del Toro stand-in bit that I did not get.
okay.
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 And nice of you to give it a shot.
It hurts
It hurts, but I'm bigger than that.
because I could have made a shitload of money.
Yeah. It's all right.
Just to stand.
You know what to look for next time.
My bills would have been gone.
But
But
speaking of money to pay the bills,
yeah. Speaking of money to pay the bills, I saw The Mule
the mule with Clint
with
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Now, going to this movie, sitting down and watching, there's one thing.
Better be good, bub.
It's the fact that you're watching a screen legend that's been commanding the screen since before all of us were born.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
Yes, sir.
still fucking holding his own, man.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect him not to be honest with you.
You know what I
man.
mean? At 88, he's fucking holding his fucking own, man. It's presence, and that's the reason to really see this. It's a good movie.
Right.
It's a good movie, and it's very compelling stuff too. Simply because it's hard to believe that this 90-year-old guy.
Yeah, it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story about a 90-year-old guy who was a mule for some cartels. You know what I mean?
Running cash in his truck.
And he was a guy who fucked up with his family. He was a guy that was growing flowers, and he was going to like these little these little mini flower cons and selling fruit and
Those little,
pecans
those little
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I forget what they're
And
called.
then all of a sudden he's like, "Look, you want some extra work as a driver?" Because he drove all over
Gotcha.
and sold his fruits and stuff like that.
right.
And whatnot. And he said, here's some money. And, so he was doing it a couple of times without knowing what the fuck he was delivering.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he looks but he keeps doing it.
Yeah, right,
Because
right.
he likes
right.
the money.
Sure.
And then there's a DEA investigation led by Bradley Cooper, headed by Lawrence Fishburne,
Okay.
which is his boss.
Fish in the
It's
coop.
got a really good cast. It's got Andy Garcia in it. It's got
Okay.
Diane Wiest. It's
Yeah.
got all these really good cast people that
Sure.
we've grown up with.
Yeah.
So it was a breath of fresh air to see these characters. Save for Bradley Cooper because he's still kind of
Yeah,
new.
he's everywhere still.
But like actresses like Diane Wiest and Larry Fishburne, I mean,
Sure.
people we've seen.
Yeah.
But at 88 years old, this guy's not fucking slowing down,
No, yeah.
which proves that he's no regular 88-year-old
No.
guy. You know what I mean? So he's I don't think this is going to win any awards,
Okay.
but it's still a
great
good film,
performance.
and it's a very interesting story about someone hauling drugs at 90.
Right. At 90. Stanley running drugs.
This is supposed to be his last movie. So you guys think how long it'll be before they?
That's
give
what
him
he said about Gran Torino, though.
Well, if it is, how long do you think it'll be before they give him a lifetime achievement award?
Bill, I'm holding out for
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten one already, to be honest with you.
I'm holding out for him to play Pilgrim
But you're going to be holding. You're going to be holding.
because he can fucking do it.
I know. And you really want this Pilgrim movie to happen, but
That's his Western Swan song, man.
there is a level of camp and silliness to Pilgrim that I don't know if he would sign on for.
It's nothing different than Preacher, man. It's the same
It's less grounded than Preacher, though. You know what I mean?
because it's more.
It's got sci-fi, and it's got some goofier elements where, like, the one guy's body bloats up to literally a giant ball.
There's things you can edit down.
I know. I know. You would rework them.
But
know.
I think it would just be a really good post-apocalyptic Western.
Pilgrim, for those who aren't initiated, Pilgrim is a comic book that Garth Ennis wrote, and I think Steve Dillon. Was it Steve Dillon on the art? I think it's Steve Dillon on the art. But anyway, they drew for a separate publisher around the same time as Preacher.
Right before it, right?
Before it or during. But it was for an independent publisher that was new during the height of the comic book glut. That fell. The publisher didn't last, but the series was short anyway.
2, I think, right?
And it's like, yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic desert wastelandy kind of thing. And this guy's the wandering pilgrim. And
Who's obviously Clint Eastwood.
it's obviously a Clint Eastwood homage. It's the duster, the hat, the whole bit. And the wandering guy who's trying to help people. Well, doesn't want to help people, but ends up having to help people, kind of thing. That kind of thing. And it's from Garth Ennis. So if you're familiar with Garth Ennis from Preacher, it's got really whacked out twists and turns and graphic nonsense and nuttery.
And you just reread it.
Yeah.
And I just recently reread it. Yeah, because you lent it to me. And so, yeah, don't get me wrong, there's a story there, but now I feel like Clint's a little too old.
Well, he might be now.
Because now you see him. You tell me, watching him move around and do
Well,
stuff
no,
in this movie.
he looks 80. But then again, he's also
An
putting it
actor.
on too.
I know. He might be like, well, fuck it. I'll just shake on purpose today. Like,
Yeah.
I won't take maybe 1 or 2 of my medications, and I'll let the fucking jitters just take me over. And
But that would have been his perfect.
Yeah. So, well, if this is his last one, it's a good one. I hope that he has something else in him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, as long as I don't get Channing Tatum.
I will say that in my heart of hearts, I would like to see him do one last thing, right? So they are making a Zombieland 2. And the fun of Zombieland 1 is the guest cameo. For anybody who hasn't seen that yet, that got spoiled really quick. But there's a cameo, a celebrity cameo, out of nowhere in the last act.
Well, everybody knows who.
Yeah,
it is.
I know. But I would have loved, like, because in my head, I'm like, well, are they going to do that again with just somebody else, maybe?
Yeah.
And like, who do you get that's a surprise, like how that was?
Right.
And I think to find Clint Eastwood,
Yeah,
like,
oh,
you
yeah.
know, like him,
Blowing people,
Right.
blowing zombies away.
you know, the one, if you can get him and finally one kind of sci-fi zombie thing, like,
No, he
Why not
is
that?
getting
That
older.
probably would work because he's always shooting people, zombies and stuff. So
yeah.
All honesty, he is getting older, and
No,
I,
fair
and,
enough,
and I get it. If he his Western swan song is Unforgiven,
Yeah.
I'm sure he wants to leave on that note.
Oh,
'Cause that
yeah,
was
yeah.
just a huge.
yeah, why risk ruining
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. The mule's a cash, stash, trash,
Mule's
hash.
Mule's a cash.
It's a mash.
He's dealing hash.
He's hauling.
That's more than hash. He's hauling.
Yeah, was he? What was he
It's
hauling?
heroin and smack and
Straight fentanyl.
pecans.
And pecans on top. All right.
I did a lot of laughing because there's a lot of vintage Clint fucking.
Well, I'm sure there's supposed to be those moments where he's just a grizzled old man, and it's like, oh, what's this? It's funny on purpose, like
And fun loving too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. All right, folks. So
He has a
let's-
threesome in it. He's got two hot broads with it. And I was, of course he does.
What?
Of course he does.
He's tapping him at 90.
Yeah.
And how old are the chicks?
Like 25.
Stop.
Dude, what's going to do with the money?
Is this a science fiction film?
Yeah, because Andy Garcia plays one
Think
of the.
about it. The safest way for a character like that to get out is to die. He's a 90.
So I'll just die fucking.
I'm gonna have fun with the money, and I'm waiting to
right.
die. So,
Sure.
because at a certain point when you're that old, you know you're gonna die.
Oh, you've
It's-
committed to it long
You're,
ago.
you're just like waiting. You're just like waiting for the clock to stop.
Right. Your big hope is just
You know.
going to sleep. Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is well.
So
my
you
hope
might as well
currently.
have fun and hope that your heart stops while you're like screwing 2 women.
There you go. Speaking of heart stopping. Well, we do emails and we also get voicemails. And we haven't done any in a while, but we got a couple.
Wow, somebody actually called us, Bill.
Well, it's kind of amazing, but yes, it has happened.
Wow, this is a special event. This is a very Christmassy event.
It is, actually, because one of them
Gift.
came from an old friend who we haven't heard from in a while,
Oh, who's this?
who sent some Christmas wishes, greetings, I think. I mean, I don't know what to call them. I guess the best thing is just to let you guys listen.
Salutations.
Somewhat. This is from, let me just make sure the volume is up on that channel. This is from Francis Aloysius Maglione.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
This guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a...
I love those Jingle bells. Frankie fucking Mogwai here.
Ah, jeez.
Fuck the three of you.
Trouble.
Happy holidays.
Oh, well. Okay, well.
Well, there
all
it
right.
is.
Well, that was nice and short, that one. Like, He
Very
was-
sweet. Very sweet.
He,
No tirade.
no. Maybe he was drunk. He
So
was
sweet.
drinking.
Maybe
So
that was
sweet.
his holiday gift to us.
Yeah. Very sweet of him to give us.
Very
nice-
sweet. Very sweet.
Very sweet for him to give us a holiday blessing.
Yeah, we've been ignoring him for a while.
Well, yeah. Maybe it's worked out. Maybe he's nicer to us now.
I actually think it was the other way around.
Well, probably something like that. All right. So, what did I do here now? Ugh. I didn't mean to swipe. Like, whoa, how did I end up? Oh, there you go. Okay. Figured it out, guys. I figured it out. This next one's we gotta do intro music for it.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I don't know what the voicemail is. I didn't check it, but it's short.
Oh, so I guess, wait, before you do that, I guess this is, you don't have to read it anymore because he's going to basically talk it. You know.
Fucking sharp as a bowling ball. Let me fucking tell you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, you gentlemen. What, if anything, puts you into the Christmas spirit each year? And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
And that is Wesley Gaskin sending us a nice, sweet speak pipe voicemail.
One thing.
Happy holidays to you too.
Blowjob.
Blowjob puts you in the Christmas spirit? Giving or receiving?
Huh?
Huh?
Receiving.
Oh, okay.
Not from you, Jay.
I was going to say, that started real quick.
Oh, he won't shave.
It sounds like talent to me. I don't know.
I'm a voice actor.
His inner gremlin.
He's the new gremlin. That's the new one. Throaty. Oh, God. I just picture it
I think that's
like it's trying to get it. Like it's charging at my crotch. Like, give me. And like I got to hold it back. It's like.
Hey, you take it the next step.
I did. And if if Throaty Gremlin would just calm down, we might hook up. Right, more like that. All right, stop. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Gross. So fucking gross.
So do I got the job?
Yeah. Gross noises. Put that on your fucking resume. Ugh.
I'm a student of voice acting.
Because the worst part is it didn't even sound like a blowjob. It just sounded like you had like funk in your mouth and you were trying to get it out or something. I don't know, like peanut butter or something.
Like a blowjob?
All right, enough.
Really?
We are grossing somebody out besides me. I'm sure.
We're losing listeners right now.
I mean, Wesley had a serious question. At the very least,
I forgot it already.
Let's respect the man's voice.
I forgot it already, to be honest.
What, if anything, gets you into the Christmas spirit?
I mentioned it. The movie booze. No, watching Christmas movies, putting up the tree. I guess.
Yeah.
You know that kind of like listening to some Christmas music, but not the standard Christmas music.
Right.
Little Armor Saint.
I know because we were talking about like there's a lot of bluesy Christmas music.
Yeah.
B.B. King, Eric Clapton.
That shit that you don't hear on the radio.
The shit you do not hear.
Flotsam and Jetsam.
And I like to bust those out and put them on while I'm decorating the tree and everything.
Do you wear anything special?
MC5.
MC5. Do you wear anything special when you decorate the tree? When you're
no, not really.
Prancing around the house, dancing to Mariah Carey's "All I Want Was You," the biggest hit Christmas
All
carol
I want for
since it came
Christmas
out.
is you, right?
Right. All I want for Christmas is shoes.
That's her song, though, right?
Well,
she wrote that.
I don't know if that. I think that's a cover.
That's not an old. That's no. That's her song.
I think that's her song.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's hard to tell when every song is played to death.
Well, also too, it's got such a classic kind of wall of sound kind of. I could imagine it's from like the '60s Motown-y kind of pop era.
I don't think it is. I think she actually wrote that, and that's hers.
Well, I am gonna do a little research because I'm curious now.
Or it was written for her.
Mariah.
Well, fair enough. It was,
So.
Well, all I can say is this: I remember when she came on the scene in like 1990.
You're right.
Like 17.
You're right. I totally.
Is it hers?
Yes. Yes. She wrote and produced the song alongside Walter Afanasieff. Columbia Records released it in '94, November 1st, as a lead single from her fourth studio album and first holiday album, Merry Christmas.
I just remember thinking she was gorgeous when she came out. I was like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
That was like 1990.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Always been a good-looking gal.
But then again, in
a
1990 was Judas Priest's Painkiller album.
So you were a little distracted at the time.
Oh, well, that's what I was listening
Singing
to.
A heavy metal classic.
Yeah.
the painkiller.
The only reason why I knew Mariah Carey was because I worked at Suncoast at the time, and she just came on the scene and she released this VHS tape at the time.
Okay.
And so they would play that in store. And the thing is, it's not like you're acknowledging the music; you're looking at her. You know what I'm saying? So she's in between our age.
Right. Well, she's like the prototype pop bimbo.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. I thought she was gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
time.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that she's, you know,
She's very
ditz,
talented.
right?
It's not my type of music. She's very talented. She's got vocal cords
beyond.
beyond. So
She's
that
like an eight octave range.
right.
I'm just doing some multitasking.
So make sure you take Mariah Carey.
Did I turn down your mic by accident?
No, I'm here. That's just my voice.
Oh, okay.
It goes in and out.
All right. Something. I feel like
I lift things up and put them down.
my headphones went out. That's what it is. Okay, my headphones were going in and out. I was like, I was freaking out.
Better?
I'm better. I'm Mo Better Blues.
So what's next?
Another email. Well, an actual email.
An actual email.
This one's from Benny Livewire.
Benny.
It says, "Hi, amigos.
Benny and
If you were trapped in a jail cell this Christmas, what would be your only meal for the day be?"
Only
like
meal?
if I
You still get 3 meals a day,
Yeah.
even on Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, maybe locally for his jails, maybe they only do one a day.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they just give him a giant buffet and leave him alone all day.
like if they gave you, if they granted you any meal you wanted.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is he in the chat?
Okay, so you're trapped in a jail cell this Christmas, and he's got several things.
Okay.
So it's not like, jail. It's like a special scenario jail. So you only get one meal for Christmas Day. What would it be?
In 1980s Avengers Jarvis comes to you and
Right.
says, here you can have anything you want.
Basically, I guess.
Is that kind of
You get one meal for Christmas Day. Fried chicken? I don't know.
30-ounce T-bone steak.
There you go.
I'm of a similar idea. I would like filet mignon with a baked potato and string beans.
Okay. Your cellmate now, a living or dead celebrity that would annoy you all day with their catchphrases and life story. Who would that be? I guess he's a being posed.
Someone that would annoy you? Why would you pick somebody that would annoy you?
Yeah, I would pick somebody like who would actually entertain me if I had to be with them. So I would pick somebody like I would want to hear from. I would actually want to sit down and hear life stories from someone. I've mentioned this before, Lemmy.
Sure.
You took it right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Lemmy. I mean, he was there at the beginning of like Jimi Hendrix.
There you go.
He was there with the acid and all that, and he has life stories that nobody else has.
Yeah.
Him, Ozzy, someone like that.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't mind sharing your filet mignon with him?
Well, no.
Well,
You see, I don't.
I see. I would.
No, we would jam, but you know what I mean.
That's true.
But I would distract him and eat as much as I could first anyway. Because it is my filet mignon.
It's true. It's true. You were gonna say something?
No,
You're good. All right. So then, so from morning to midnight, they're gonna play one Christmas Carol on a loop, but you get to pick it. So we're gonna kill you with one song. It's gonna be a Christmas Carol song.
I need time to do some research because there are versions of Christmas songs
Yeah.
that I would not be annoyed to listen to.
Yeah, like we were talking about that earlier too. So I was saying like Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. What was the name of that one?
Oh, Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses?
Yeah. At first, maybe I'm rethinking that because at first I'm like, well,
You do
I do like that one because you hear it less often.
remember
and it's
that, Bob?
different.
No, I don't.
But it's definitely one of those ones where like, oh no, I think maybe after a while that might drive me crazy.
In the early 80s, there was
It's
this
repetitive. It's rap.
There was this punkish group called the Waitresses. There was a female singer. They sang the song "I Know What Boys
Oh
Like."
yeah, I know that song.
They did a Christmas song. Do you remember this?
No.
Yeah. Well,
Well, if he heard it, it would definitely be like, oh yeah. Heard it a million
and it's
times.
like 4.5 minutes long. Too.
Yeah. And I'm realizing now that it is pretty monotonous on the thing because they're like a stripped down kind of like, it's loopy. It's like very, very repetitive. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough
It is
question.
catchy. I'll give you that. It does it doesn't.
And I will say that Ben here in the thing is
I know the
saying-
Ramones did some Christmas songs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. What was that Christmas one?
Merry Christmas, I don't want to fight.
Right, there you go.
So I would pick something like that.
There you go. There you go.
Mistress for Christmas.
Mistress for Christmas.
by
Back to that.
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. See,
Christmas
that I could
Tears.
deal with because I probably end up learning the song.
Christmas Tears by Eric Clapton.
and lastly, that he's offering us up is that you're gonna have to wear an ugly Christmas sweater.
That's easy. Pantera has a whole bunch right now. I would be a Pantera one.
All right, cool. It takes it right away because that's what he's asking. Like, what would it be? What would be on it? On your ugly Christmas sweater. So
If I had to,
Yeah.
because I've never. I'm proud to say that I never worn one of those.
yeah,
brands of them.
me too. I
But
never.
if it did, I would probably have.
No, we've had a couple when we were kids.
I'd let it have a
oh yeah,
reindeer.
yeah. When I was kids.
I do, however, have a Santa coat
oh,
that
Nice.
I pull out just to be like a master of ceremonies at a fucking
nice. Father
what I mean?
Christmas.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. I could see that for you.
Yeah, anybody would wear that.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
Christmas.
wear that on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Going to the store to get fucking.
I may
whatever.
wear it for you in February.
Good times. Good times.
They're not easily found. You can't just go to a store and buy a Santa coat, though.
Oh no.
You got to order that shit.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm looking up something. Hold on.
Pum, me and my drum.
Oh, here you go. There's this is a good one.
Christmas time in the city.
Listen, if I want to hear Little Drummer Boy, I'll let Bob Seger do it. I don't want the traditional,
Come,
the Mormon tabernacle. Come,
There you go.
they told me.
There you go. The Slayer.
It's a Slayer spelled like
Slay,
sleigh, like
right.
from sleigh.
Sure.
From
From,
the sled.
Right. Yes.
Right. The riding sled.
Sure.
Sleigh. So it's Slayer. It says reindeer blood
Right.
on the bottom, and then there's a reindeer on the throne, and the reindeer sitting in the throne with his rear legs in the water, in the
Well-
blood, in the river of blood,
Send me.
with floating gifts.
Send me a link to that.
That's a hot topic.
Hot topic. But send me a link to that so I can pull the image and use it for the episode graphic.
You shop at Hot Topic, Bill?
Hot topic. Yeah. I put all of my purchases in a nice cocoon of bread with cheese.
I'll tell you, I went into a Hot Topic one time.
Did you steal anything?
I did not. Well, because
I don't know. I was being a dick. I don't know.
Uncle Jay has dated a lot of goth girls.
Oh no, that's where they go for. That's if you got a goth girl, you go. You
Then
shop
again,
top
if
topic.
if you date a true goth girl,
You don't.
they do not
You
go
do.
to
Then
Hot
you
Topic.
right. That is how you know the difference.
that's how you
Right.
know the difference.
You don't go to that fucking poser shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
They go to like Fangs
A
Inc.
graveyard. If it doesn't come from a
Yeah,
graveyard,
exactly.
I don't want.
Like I dig up bodies
Yes.
and steal their wardrobe.
Right. I steal their bones and make jewelry from that. Okay. You see this sweater?
The only thing I bought from a fucking Hot Topic was
Yeah.
a Todd McFarlane RoboCop figure.
Sure. That's the only thing like
Because
I've ever
nobody-
would have gone there for was
Nobody
exclusives.
thinks to look for those because there was a time where all those kind of figures were hard to find at Toys R Us. You couldn't find
Hot
it.
Topic does exclusives for all kinds
Yeah.
of toy lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I still have it too.
Right. That's how they get you in there. And you're like, oh.
And that figure's like $100 now
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Wow, I just sent you a text.
Sure.
The link is gigantic, though.
Well, don't worry about it. I will.
It's just one link, but
It's like a giant paragraph.
yeah. I just
Yeah, there you go. Sure.
it's
like coding.
It's a
for-
full screen.
That's a launch code. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically.
All right. So,
But
I guess
it does come with the picture, though.
Sorry.
fair enough. Mission accomplished on all fronts, boys. The belching, the linking, and the episoding.
What's
We've
the
just finished
music you're choosing?
for the mid show?
Yeah, what is it?
I'm doing Mistress for Christmas.
Oh, good for you.
All right. Well, good for me. Good for them. They
Good
get
for
to
every-
those who are listening live
Yeah.
get to hear that while we take a quick break.
This is a better one. You got to look on Google.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
there's a
bunch.
million of them. But I just want the picture because I had a person wearing it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Right. Sorry.
So Uncle Jay,
Yes.
if people feel like they want to find you on the internet, Twitter. Not right now. Not right now. We'll try
Well,
to
you
wrap
know
up.
what? I haven't been active on Twitter that much. But if you guys, want to find me, and you can
Actually,
always,
yeah.
you can always, reach out to me and ask some questions and Uncle Jay's thing
There
on
you
the
go.
Twitter.
On the Twitters. And
Keep
Bob?
it in your pants, Jay.
I'll try to.
At Bob WTPC.
No promises.
I'm at Wicked Theory. Our buddy Agent Palmer can be found at Agent Palmer. The podcast can be found at Wicked Theory Podcast and wherever good podcast.
So, Bill,
So, Bill, you had a problem
I
getting it
don't
out.
think we should do the, the chat game unless there's 4+ people in there.
He didn't give us a requirement.
I'm riffing.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't have anything to reply to it, so I went with that.
Bakshi is God.
That's true. We got
we got Agent
now you
Palmer.
got the Palmer. You got it down now. All right, so people speaking of
Cool World is underrated.
it was more than just cool. So people also, speaking of podcasts, check out the DC TV report. Get all of your DC TV coverage over there from our buddies Ed and Sarah. Check out The Real Thing on Facebook. We're still pumping that out for our
Wes!
buddy Wes. REEL, Real Thing over there. Sign up, get some updates, all that good shit. Send hate mail to The Asian Palmer. Send us regular email, podcast@wickedtheory.com.
Fire and Ice is going to have a second coming.
Fire and Ice?
Frank Frazetta.
Sooner or later. Frank Frazetta. Stick around if you're listening live. We'll be back in a moment. If you're not, hey, just come back Monday or check us out on Patreon. You can get after show episodes over there. It's just a little something we give you rather than just throw them away. So thank you. Good night. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Lord of the Rings. My Bakshi.
Back to your bust.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.